All right, everybody, welcome to the Week 9 preview show, PVG Football Podcast. It's me, Dr. Greek, and we got our wonderful co-host, Persian Pinocchio,
What's up?
aka
What's up?
RF.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, buddy? So how's everything going this week?
I got Isaiah Likely and I kept Drake, so I'm looking
Nice.
for last Monday it was not a good day for me. It seemed like I was playing Nick Chubb in all my leagues, and I had Joe Burrow, I had all the Cincinnati Bengals receivers, I had Joe Mixon, and I was
Hmm.
playing Chubb, and a lot of leagues I was leading, and I just got destroyed on Monday Night Football, and
Oh man,
it was so bad.
it was a bad week in
I
fantasy.
was like, you're showcasing Kareem Hunt, like get him a touchdown. Like, why you have to give, you're trying to trade Hunt, like give him goal line work. Like, what the hell? And
Yeah. Last week was
it was a
you got
disaster for
blasted
me.
if you had Bengals or if
It,
you had anybody but
it
Nick
was
Chubb.
it was the Monday night mayhem, like just just not a good time for me.
Yeah. All good, bro. We have those weeks. I had my team like blew up. I had like 200 plus,
Oh yeah.
but it
I
was it was a
I
good
still
week for
got to win
me.
in I still got to win in our league because I had Foreman and
Hmm.
my team in our leagues.
Yeah, that was a pretty you
I had
got a lot of
Pollard.
those backup pickups. The RV
I
zero theory
I,
you got going on right now.
I have
You got Foreman
Pollard,
and Benjamin and
Pollard,
who's the other backup that you have that
Tony
had
Pollard.
oh Pollard, yeah. He had a great game. Yeah, so that was a good week for you.
Even though Josh Allen didn't do that much, but I
Yeah,
didn't,
you
I
still got
didn't,
the win.
I didn't
It's
need
all that
that.
counts. The LA Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. So go ahead. One player that you want to play in fantasy on Atlanta or the Chargers.
Well, I mean, if you have Eckler, you're starting him because he's just like he's been an RB like one or two every week. It seems like, and
Hmm.
and I picked up some Chargers receivers, but I mean, if I'm desperate, I'm playing them. But if not,
Yeah.
then I'm not. But as
Hmm.
far as Atlanta, I have Algier starting in a couple of days. I don't know why his projection is so low. I think he's gonna have a good game, but uh,
Cordarrelle Patterson is going to be back this
oh
week.
really?
That's what's
Oh,
happening.
that's what's
Yeah.
happening. Oh, I
Hmm.
didn't I
So
didn't
he
hear
just got
that.
activated off IR, I think
Oh,
today. And
oh,
so he's going to be back.
oh.
So I think of all the players on Atlanta and and the Chargers on Atlanta, I'm going to play Patterson because he's probably going to come in and he's going to be the main guy there. And on the Chargers, I'd play Joshua Palmer as the wide receiver with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams out. I think Palmer's going to be the guy that's going to get most of the targets, and then Everett should be a good play too at tight end.
Yeah,
And I think the Chargers are going to have trouble with this game. I have a feeling that Atlanta is going to pull it out
I
with their
do too.
defense and
I like how Atlanta plays, like run
and
first.
especially at home. So they're going to grind it out. They're going to get a lot of yards on the ground because the Chargers don't have a good run defense. So
I
I can
don't.
see Patterson having a good game. And
Yeah,
then
earlier in the year, I was talking about how Atlanta's been in every game they played. They almost beat Tampa Bay, except for that roughing the passer call. They almost beat LA Rams. It was a close game, like one
yeah,
possession, and
yeah, Atlanta's a decent team this year. I think they're going to have a good chance to win the division. So we'll see what happens. Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears.
yeah,
So Miami side, who are you taking?
Miami. I'm not really playing Mostert this week because I have better options in most of my
Hmm.
leagues. I'm playing Foreman instead of him, but I mean, if I'm desperate and don't have any better options, I would play Mostert. But the receivers, you gotta play them.
Yeah,
Waddle and
yeah,
Hill, those are must
yeah,
starts. And I didn't really pick up Tua this year, so
yeah.
um I on
Two is a good play
Chicago's
though. Two is a good play this week.
Tua is a good play. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Tua Hill, Tua Waddle stack is nice in fantasy this week. And
Yeah.
then Chicago, you were going to play Justin Fields. It looks like in one of your leagues because you think he's going to have a pretty good game.
Yeah, I made the mistake of last week benching Fields and playing
Who'd you play? Derek Carr.
Malik Willis.
Oh,
2 points.
that hurt.
And Fields went off, and Willis had 2 points, and I
Sorry,
I'm
bro.
notorious for playing the wrong players and trying to hit the like hero fantasy play, and I just got to play a smart play.
Yeah, got it. You can't go. Don't go with the long shot when the right shot is right in front of you.
Yeah,
So yeah, Fields, I think, and then it's kind of a. I would play the running backs like Herbert and Montgomery, and then Mooney versus Claypool. Now, I would say Mooney's still the guy that I would trust more of receiving the ball for Chicago. I think that Miami's going to win this game. So I think it's going to be a high scoring game, actually. I think.
I
I
think
think it should be.
Chicago has a shot.
Yeah. Chicago's
But
kind of found their offense a little bit with Fields running the ball and throwing the ball deep. So,
it depends
kind
on
of
how
what we
they're
talked about in the beginning, kind of what we thought Trey Lance was going to be. Fields is kind of starting to do. So,
yeah, it depends on how their defense plays.
yeah. And, their defense has been decimated. They don't have Raekwon Smith anymore. They don't have Robert Quinn. So, you're talking about Miami, Chicago, two bad defenses. I mean, Bradley Chubb's coming over, so we'll see if he affects the game at all. But maybe gets a couple of sacks. But
I'm
I,
streaming
I don't,
Miami's
I don't
defense
think it's
in
going to change it that much.
I'm playing Miami's defense in a few leagues.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I think Miami's going to win that game. Carolina and Cincinnati playing this week. They're playing in Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to roll in this game. Pretty high scoring game.
Yeah,
With Burrow and T. Higgins, I think is the play of the week here at receiver. And then on the Carolina side, it's kind of definitely Foreman is the guy that I'm playing on the
yeah.
Carolina side. Who do you who are you
Foreman,
who are you playing?
Foreman. The only option I would play in Carolina side, unless it's like I'm playing PJ Walker in a 2 QB league, but
Yeah,
that's just because I'm desperate. Cincinnati, I mean, you got to play all the players. Like you got to play Burrow, you got to play Higgins and Boyd
Kyler Boyd. Yeah,
and
Mixon's been like
Mixon.
hit or miss. I don't think Mixon's like an RB4 right now. So I mean they're
Mixon
throwing the ball a ton. So
Mixon's
that's what they're gonna do in
frustrating
this game
this
again.
year. Mixon's
But I
frustrating to
think I
own
think they
this year.
get bounced back and they'll win this game.
I traded Mixon in a lot of leagues, like
Yeah, that was a good call.
for Amon Ross St. Brown and whatever running back I could get.
You like give me Mixon, give me Amon St. Brown. Okay.
I was just
Amon
targeting
Ra
I
St.
was
Brown.
just
Sorry.
I was just targeting Amon Ross, so I didn't really care about the other side of the trade.
Yeah. Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions and
Yeah,
another potential shootout, right? So these games usually go high scoring,
yeah,
and these teams, I can see it being another high scoring game. I'd like Aaron Jones on the Green Bay side to have a big game. I think they're going to lean on him a lot. And then if Alan Lazard plays, I think he'll get the majority of the targets from Rodgers. Romeo Dobbs has kind of emerged a little bit too as a guy that Rodgers likes to throw to. So I think those three guys on the Packers side, and then on the Detroit side, like the guy we just talked about, Amon Ra St.
yeah.
Brown, is a guy to look at, and then Jamal Williams, I think, because DeAndre Swift's like not really 100%. So I would stick with Jamal Williams in the backfield.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jamal is the better player right now. DeAndre hasn't been getting a full workload, and they've been kind of easing him back in. And um, on I didn't really I kind of saw trouble with the Green Bay receivers, so I didn't really pick up any of them.
Yeah,
but
no,
but and I haven't been hurt by that because except for Alan Lazard is like the only one, but he's not even playing this week, I don't think. And
yeah,
so
he's questionable, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Like you just never know. I wouldn't rely on it, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think Detroit is going to pull the upset in this one. What do you think?
I'm a big Detroit Dan Campbell and Detroit Lions and Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell for president. And I don't know if I'm a Detroit Lions fan, do I want these like wins when my team's 1-6, or do I want to have the first pick to get a potential, you know,
It's
like
true. It's
it's like
true. They should be
the,
tanking, right? But
does a win against Green Bay mean anything in the long run? I know you're trying to get wins. This is about getting wins and losses, and you're trying to get better. But at what point do you say like they're gonna try to win the game? I'm not saying they're gonna tank or anything. Or they should tank. But as a Detroit Lions fan, like I like the underdog, so I guess rooting for them.
give me
But
some Lions.
yeah,
All right. So next game, it's going to be a barn burner here. We got the Indianapolis Colts versus the New England Patriots. That's an ugly game. Ugly game. But we got
Ramondre's
Deion Jackson coming back. Probably the only guy on Indianapolis that I'm starting. And on New England side, Ramondre Stevenson. And then
yeah,
Jacoby Myers has been the decent receiver for them. So
yeah.
those are the two guys on New England side that I would think about playing. And Deion Jackson, I think he's gonna catch a bunch of passes again and run the ball a ton. So he's gonna be the man. So I can see him having a big game. It's gonna be a
Deion
tough game,
Jackson.
but he's
Yeah,
gonna have a big game. And I actually see New England winning this game at home.
yeah. Me too. To New England, I have their defense having a big game.
New England's
And
defense you like this
yeah,
week. Yeah.
they always kill like rookie
Yeah. I think
quarterbacks.
even Indy's defense is a decent play if
Oh,
you're
really?
desperate, but I would definitely rather play New England if I had to have to choose. Buffalo, New York Jets. It's going to be a
Um,
blowout. Or you think Jets going to play them tough?
I think the Jets are gonna play him tough, but playing any of the Jets players, I don't think
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
are really fantasy relevant
No.
at this point. Like since they
Pretty
lost
Swell
Brees
got hurt.
Hall, like
Hmm.
last game, they kind of abandoned the run
Yeah.
and gave the ball to Zach Wilson, which
Honestly, the only guy, like Garrett Wilson got a ton of targets, and
oh yeah,
Eli
Garrett
Moore's still
Wilson.
frustrated, and then also Tyler Conklin is a guy that
Oh yeah, Conklin went off.
he showed up again for a tight end. If you got a tight end on buy and you want to stream a tight end, Tyler Conklin I think is a decent play. And then
I
on
did
Buffalo
pick up
side,
Wilson
you're
in a
starting
couple of
everybody,
leagues.
because they're just so good. You're just gonna play every guy that you can get from the Buffalo game, from the Buffalo Bills offense. You're gonna play because
Do you think
they always show out.
What do you think about
So
Naheem Hines?
Buffalo's gonna, yeah, and he'll be part of it, but like I think they'll probably get him in, work him in a little bit here and there, but I think Devin Singletary's still gonna get the majority of the work. And maybe Naheem Dimes gets like five touches, 10 max. But I don't know if that's enough to start him. He might get like a touchdown, like they might do a little pass in the flat for him or something like that, or screen pass or something where he goes out and he gets a touchdown. It's a possibility, but I
Okay.
wouldn't bank on that. Just like when McCaffrey played his first game for the Niners, they kind of worked him in a little bit, but I don't see Hines having a huge role.
Yeah.
But Buffalo's going to win that game. They're a really good team this year. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. It's ugly,
I
ugly
picked up
here, but
people were
you know,
dropping Antonio. I'll pick him up, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to play him.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So like you don't know what you're gonna get with that team. And Heineke's a good quarterback in two QB leagues, but that's about it. You're not gonna
yeah.
play him in normal fantasy formats. And so yeah, I'm
Curtis
just
Curtis Samuel still, Terry McCarlin,
Terry McLaurin,
Terry
yeah.
Terry
Scary
McLaren,
Terry.
right? McLaurin. Who knows? And then
I think
Minnesota,
it,
you're starting the usual suspects: Justin Jefferson,
I think Terry McLaurin's
Dalvin Cook.
Irish.
What do you think Hawkinson's going to do? I don't think he's really going to get much play this week. I think they got to work him into the offense a little bit more. He might score a touchdown in
Hawkinson,
the red zone. I bet they
I
do a red zone package for him. There's a chance he scores a touchdown.
I picked up Hawkinson, but I'm not playing him. I have better
Yeah.
options with like Gerald Everett or Evan Ingram. I'm not starting Hawkinson because that, like you said, he's just getting into the. I don't think he might catch a touchdown, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like he'll have like one catch for like a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. He might have like, 6 or 7 points.
Yeah,
Right. So, and I think Minnesota is going to win the game. They're a good team this year. They're going to improve to what, like 7-1 now. So, Minnesota, look out. They looks like they got firm hold on that North Division in the NFC. The
yeah.
next game is closer, near and dear to your heart. The Las Vegas Raiders
All them
versus
win
the
was a
Jacksonville
pirate.
Jaguars, the London Jaguar. So,
The London
what do you think
Jaguar.
is going to happen in this game? Who would you play?
I think I want to go back to sleep on the Raiders. I traded for Devontae in a couple of leagues, and I'm like, I don't even know if I can play him.
Yeah.
What are we doing in Vegas?
I
Like
think you can play. I think this week's going to be safe. I mean, Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to get back to his. I mean, he was dominating. He was like RB1, right? So,
how are you gonna get shut up by the Saints? They
yeah, that
without
was that
without
was
like
weird.
without
That
their
was a
best
weird game.
defensive players. It's just
That
like
was a weird game. It was like they didn't even show up. But I think they bounce back this week and have a little better showing. I would play Adams and I would play Josh Jacobs.
that's about it.
But I think in the Jacksonville side, I'm liking Trevor Lawrence to have a big game because Raiders defense is so bad against the pass. And then ETN, man, that guy's a beast, and he's going to be a league winner this year, I think.
Yeah, Etienne is definitely a league winner, and
We were right. We were right last week. We talked about it, and he showed out. So,
Etienne
again,
is a league
so
winner, and
I,
uh,
I like
and
them
Christian
to.
Kirk, Christian Kirk
Yeah,
is
Kirk, and then Ingram at tight end. Again, if you need a
Ingram.
streaming tight end option, I think he's a good option and
Ingram,
cheap
yeah,
option to
yeah.
plug in there and play. I have bad news for you, buddy. I think Jacksonville's going to win this game.
I echo that sentiment. I think the Derek Carr, there's no more guaranteed money on his contract. I didn't know that, so I'm happy about that. Like
Might be the last
it's
year of Derek Carr, huh? That's so crazy. The Devontae Adams came over. He's got a relationship with Derek Carr, and now it's just going to completely just shit you hit the fan.
if they go to 2-7, and
Yeah, no, I think the Jacksonville's going to win this game.
yeah, me
I
too.
do. So, moving on to the next game, we've got a division NFC West with some implications for the Niners for sure. I'm going to be watching this game closely. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals,
Yeah,
and so this is going to be a high scoring game, man.
yeah,
It's got to be right. So it's in Arizona. You got two teams that are playing good offense right now. You got DeAndre Hopkins catching, getting 15, 16 targets and catching
yeah.
12, 13 balls a
And
game.
the
Connor may or may not play tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Kyler
I'm not.
Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, those are the guys that you're playing and feeling comfortable playing. And on the Seattle side, it's like, man, does Lockett's got some value now? You've got DK Metcalf scoring touchdowns, and then Kenneth Walker, man, the other guy that's the league winner, right? So
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that can have ETN and Kenneth Walker as their like running backs, and then they've maybe got like McCaffrey or one of those guys, and they're just stacked. Or
that's
there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have some really good teams because those late round running backs that are like showing out now. So uh,
yeah.
it's going to be interesting as the year goes on. But man, Kenneth Walker, he's a player.
What about Gino? We haven't mentioned
Yeah,
Gino.
Gino, man, he's having the
Gino's pizza
bounce back
rolls.
year, right? So yeah, you gotta play him. He's a good quarterback. He's a good fantasy quarterback. And I mean, in general, he's playing well and he runs the ball and he gets points. So I mean, I want Arizona to win the game for the Niners' sake, but I have a feeling Seattle's gonna win this game.
Seattle's playing really good. Seattle's
Yeah,
playing
they
really
are
good football.
playing good
Gino's,
defense too.
I guess Gino's like number one in deep balls percentage, and
What is it? It's like Russ leaves, he stinks, and then now Gino's like doing the same thing. It's crazy.
Gino
Pete
came
Carroll,
out
man, he's
of
got that magic touch.
Gino came out of nowhere. That was a masterful move. They
Yeah, it
they
was.
trade away a disgruntled quarterback for like 8 players and like 5 draft picks,
Yeah,
and it's like it was like almost like
Seattle
as bad as
made
the
a
Herschel Walker trade.
yeah,
and
they made a really
and
good move. I'll give it to them.
so that's like
So
a dynasty like making trade, like
yeah, no,
depending
that's
on
they're going to be
depending
good
on
for a while. I mean, because they're already playing well, and
depending on
they're
what
only going to
they
get better.
if they hit on those draft picks.
I think them and the Niners going to be good for a while in the NFC West. The LA Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a very big game for both teams because the loser of this game is going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So I think Tampa Bay is going to come through with the win. I think they're just in a better place and they have a better team than the
I
Rams. So I think
I
the
got
Rams
the
will close
Rams
this one.
winning this game. Tampa is not playing good football. I don't see them winning.
You don't. So you
I
see the
don't.
Rams winning this game.
I think you're taking your 49er you're not being objective about it. It's like I know for the 49ers it would be good for Tampa Bay to win so the Rams like go farther behind, but um I think if you're looking at it objectively, you can't really say Tampa is going to win.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah. So as far as the fantasy things, Cooper Cup, it looks like he's going to play, even though he hurt his ankle at the end of that Niners game last week. So you're playing him. Rams running game is terrible. So on the Rams side, it's just Cooper Cup. That's the only guy I'm playing.
yeah,
And on the Buccaneers side, Fournette's been decent, and Mike Evans. Mike
Fournette's
Evans is a
for,
beast. He's always
the only reason Fournette's been fantasy relevant is because of garbage time touchdowns, and he garbage time touchdowns have saved his fantasy value this year, and
yeah.
but his fantasy value has been taking a hit the last couple of weeks because Rashad White is eating up like all these carries and
Yes.
receptions
Yeah,
and
they're
and
working him in more. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
so
So I mean, Fournette's like RB 2, 3, and then like I said, Mike Evans is still a wide receiver one, and then Julio Jones is where he scored a touchdown last week, and then
oh
he's
really?
working himself back in. He's healthy now, so maybe he's a flex play at this point.
Godwin, I mean, you're playing him if you have him, and
Yeah, yeah, pretty much the Tampa Bay wide receivers, I think, is a safe play. Those guys. But I would lean towards Evans. I would go, if I had to rank them, I'd go Evans, Godwin, Julio Jones as far
yeah,
as startability. The Sunday night game is another like AFC playoff rematch here with the Tennessee Titans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs coming off a bye at home. Ooh, it's gonna be a Mahomes show, right? He's just he's gonna throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
everybody's picking KC, and usually when that happens, you get an upset. So
Yeah,
I don't see it being this like KC blowout like everybody else is saying. Tennessee has won like 4 in a row, and even though they don't have much of a passing game, they haven't needed one.
yeah.
And they got a defense and running the ball with Derrick Henry, and it's been winning for them. So it's been a winning formula. So
Hmm.
if they control the clock and play good defense, I think they have a chance of winning this game, contrary to
That was
popular
exactly what I
opinion.
thought when I thought Casey and the Niners playing each other, and
Uh,
it didn't work out that way, right?
so
Play good defense, run the ball, don't let Mahomes beat you. But Mahomes is that guy's magic, bro. So he's
I,
I don't know.
I'm
He's
not
gonna have
gonna
a big
bet
game.
on him or
And
anything,
looked
but
for that. I
I'm not gonna
think,
put money on it. But
yeah,
I just sometimes when you see it, it's a kind of like a trap game. They're coming off a
hmm,
bye. They've been playing well. They've just beat the
yeah,
Niners.
yeah. We know what
Yeah,
Tennessee's gonna try and do. They're just gonna try and grind it out with Henry, and then Hilliard will get a couple of carries here and there. I mean, I don't even think Tennessee's gonna try and throw the ball. They're just gonna run it the entire game. And then, on you got Kelsey, and now that they traded for Kadarius Toney, he'll get in for a couple of plays. Maybe he'll get a deep shot or a screen pass or something, a couple of plays that they'll call for him.
Yeah, you can't really play
But
him this
McCole
week.
Hardman's kind of been like their good receiver
Yeah,
so far. So I can see him having a decent game, and then Travis Kelsey, of course, is the man in that
yeah.
offense. So, but I do see the Chiefs winning. You think that Tennessee is going to win? So we'll see. We'll see
I think they have a
who's right
chance of
this week
winning. I think they
when we
have
talk.
a chance of winning at least.
Yeah. And then finally, dun, 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 right? We got Monday Night Football. We got
Hopefully,
Baltimore Ravens versus the New Orleans Saints.
last
So
week I wanted to jump off my couch after Monday Night Football. I was like, it was
that was
so
so bad.
bad.
I didn't even watch it, bro. I went trick or treating. I looked at. I just kind of like.
It was a
That's
Halloween.
the first game I haven't watched in a
It was a
while.
Halloween horror show from all my fantasy football teams. Like
It was.
I was like leading by like 15 points. I was like, okay, I got
You're like,
Mixon
please,
and
just do something.
I
Just do
got
something.
Mixon and Higgins against Chubb, and it was just like
Yeah. One of those nights. One of those creepy nights. Fantasy night. So this week, Baltimore, New Orleans. This game is kind of unreadable to me. You know what I mean? Like, because New Orleans is playing they play pretty good defense against Las Vegas. So are they going to come out and play that same defense at home? Andy Dalton is like looking decent, and he's hitting Kamara. Kamara had a really big game last week. So again, I think if I'm leaning on anybody, it's Olave again, catching passes from Dalton and
yeah.
then Kamara. And then
What do you think
on
about
the
Hill? T- Taysom Hill. He's kind of like
Yeah, he's
hit
kind
or
of like a
miss.
joker. It's like he's just so unreadable. You just never know what's going to happen. He'll be in the game. He might have 5 points. He might have 30. You know what I mean? Just like
It's
what's
like,
going to happen with this
is he
guy? So
gonna vulture a touchdown away from
yeah, he might
Kamara?
vulture a touchdown. They don't use Kamara a lot in the red zone the way that they use Hill a lot more, especially
Yeah,
in short yardage in the red zone. So we'll see how it plays out. But he might get a touchdown for sure. But
but
I just have a hard time trusting him because you just don't know how the game flow is going to go.
yeah,
And then on the Baltimore side, you got Isaiah Likely. Looks like Mark Andrews is out. So Isaiah
yeah.
Likely, probably the pickup of the week. Is probably going to have a big game. I think catching passes from Lamar, who loves his tight ends. So
They
we'll,
use their
we'll see
tight
how
ends
that
like
goes. And then
receivers. They don't even, their receivers like, oh,
Demarcus Robinson is the guy.
it,
That's the guy that
he's
I play. And then Devin Duvernay has
Duvernay is
been
kind of their wide back, like kind of Debo.
yeah,
He
he's
he
like that
gets
Debo role,
he
Curtis
got a
Samuel
rushing
role.
touchdown last week.
Yeah.
And
So those guys I do like.
Drake,
Kenyon Drake again. Yeah, Kenyon Drake, he's back.
you dropped
He
him.
disappears and then he's back. And then so I don't know, bro. It's an odd game for him. Remember, he goes one good game, one bad game.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna string two in a row, and he'll have a decent game this week.
The
So
reason why he had that
I would
one
play
bad game
Drake
is
if you don't
because
have it better. I mean, he's probably like an RB2 this week.
the reason why he had that bad game because Gus Edwards came in and got
Yeah,
like
he just
15
also came out of
carries.
nowhere. But now that Gus Edwards is out, like Kenyon Drake should be okay.
Yeah.
So because they don't got anybody else. Justice Hill's been okay, but it's really Kenyon Drake's show. Who do you think's going to win that game?
Baltimore.
Yeah, me too. I
Baltimore.
think Baltimore's going to win the
Yeah.
game. It'll be a good game. I think it'll be close, but I think Baltimore in the end will win by a touchdown. So we'll see all you guys next week, and then Arash, what do you got to say?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
All right, see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.